Hey, this is Danny from the Magic Our Way podcast, and you guys are listening to the BS Podcast Network.
This podcast brought to you by OuchThatHurts.com. Visit Ouch That Hurts for music, gaming, reviews, editorials, podcasts, and more. OuchThatHurts, HERTZ.com.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Save Point Podcast, episode 34. This is going to be our E3 2019 rumor, news, whatever kind of round up part 2. So check out part 1, posted on Podbean and our website, OuchThatHurts.com, on the BS Podcast Network. Check them out. You can find part 1 plus all of our other episodes. But tonight I am joined here by Steve.
Hey!
Steve hasn't been on for a while. What you been up to, Steve?
Man, I've been so busy. It's been ridiculous. I mean, everything from like work things with my wife to like kids being sick to like, I don't even remember. Like if you have like, what happened last week? I have no idea. I have no idea what happened last week. It's just been crazy.
All I know is that last time you joined us was when I was Ghostan. So, and I didn't have a voice. And
you've been resurrected.
Yeah, I've been resurrected. And I think the funny part about that episode is that I didn't have a voice legitimately because I couldn't speak because I had no voice because I was sick. You didn't have a voice because you were laughing so much.
I thought it was so funny, man. Every time you were just like, oh man, it was great.
Yeah, no. I wish we took the outtakes that we had of that episode and posted them as like a blooper thing because they were some of the things were just priceless.
Oh, it's good stuff.
But as I said, I think we're going to get into some of the stuff that Jesus gave his opinion and my opinion a little bit last week about what we think is going to go on E3 2019. So how about I start and then we can kind of get into what you've been playing, Steve, and your kind of things that you've heard of E3 and your hopes and wishes and all of that. So
sure.
So a little change of pace. So I'll start. What have I been playing? I actually have been playing a lot of I've been playing a lot of Rage 2. Yeah, I really like it. Some people are kind of bored with it. They say it's very repetitive, but once again, it's an open world game. It's going to be repetitive.
Yeah, we expect.
Yeah. So I played that, and then I kind of like went a little bit away from that. And about middle of last week, I started playing Dauntless.
I've heard about this, and I've actually downloaded it from my Xbox, but I have not gotten a chance to play it yet. How's that?
It's actually a lot of fun. So it's very. I think the best way to describe it is my friend called it Monster Hunter Lite.
Yeah,
because it's free to play. So I mean, there's definitely the grind there, and there's definitely like the battle pass and all of that. So if you didn't know better, you could call it a Fortnite clone when it comes to graphics.
Okay, sure.
As far as that goes, but the biggest thing, and I have no idea why people are not jumping on this 100%, is that I have played with one person on PlayStation 4. I'm playing on PlayStation 4 and 2 people on Xbox at the same time.
Crossplay. That's awesome.
Crossplay from the beginning, and it works flawlessly.
Oh, that's great. Can you tell in game, or do you just have to ask people?
You can tell in game. So it's a little tricky to get people to on like what to do. So like what you need to do is you need to sign up for the Epic Game Store or whatever. You have to have an Epic account. Okay. And you have to be friends on the Epic account, and you have to link your console names to your Epic account on PC.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah.
my thing is fuzzy bacon basically across the board, except for
Mhm.
Xbox. So if you go onto my Epic Games account, it's fuzzy bacon, and then it says, okay, link your PlayStation 4 account, link your Xbox account, boom, boom, boom. Okay.
Okay, got it.
As long as your Epic account is linked to the console that you're using, and then you and I are friends on the Epic account side, then we can play at all, like at any time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So the Epic account is what's allowing people to do cross-play. It's not just like out in the wild cross-play. It's more directed.
Yeah, it's more directed. In fact,
Okay.
the only way to game chat with each other is in-game chat. Like you can't group chat, obviously.
Oh, okay.
Is in-game chat over the Epic servers, which is really smart if you think about it.
Yeah, I like that. I like that idea.
But no, I was literally like my buddy and I. Actually, he was on the episode. He was on an episode way back in season 1. White Rabbit or Mikey, when he was talking about Destiny, is that he's a huge Xbox fan. In fact, him and I were the back and forth of which one is better and which console's going to win. Like that was our console war. Like he was the general, I was the general. And the fact that he was the one that messaged me and was like, download this now. We got to try it. And we were like giddy when it worked.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So it was just so cool. So it's a lot of fun. I say highly check it out, but that's basically what I've been playing. So I played a lot of Rage 2. I played a lot of Dauntless, and I played a lot of Calling Out the Plumber for calling out the plumber for some reason that it was because I was an idiot. I just got to tell this story.
Okay.
This is real life. This is not Mario.
What kind of simulator is this?
So,
man, indie games are weird.
so you're just gonna laugh at this one. I just got to say
Okay.
this one, and the reason I say this is because the plumber that came over is actually one of the guys that I know from work, and he's a plumber. He's the plumber at work, and he's a huge gamer. So him and I talk games a lot.
Okay, cool.
So basically, the whole time we were talking games and trying to figure this out. So if anybody knows, kind of like you know what a spigot is outside, you know that your water comes from your house. Your house, then your water goes outside. It's a spigot. There's a little thing on top on most spigots that looks like a dial. It looks like an extra like on and off like dial, like valve or whatever you want to call it.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, that's actually called an anti-frost siphon breaker, vacuum breaker.
Okay,
what it does
just so you know, I've seen those in theory, but we don't have those around here because California.
In California, oh yeah, because you don't.
We don't get frost and stuff. Not really.
Yeah.
So, but I get it. I understand. Okay.
Yeah. So, so this piece last year blew off of my hose. In fact, when I turned it on, creates kind of like a stream or like a geyser that goes straight up. So I've gotten kicked in the face with cold water numerous times because I've tried to order off Amazon. It wasn't the right size and back and forth or whatever. So I call him over thinking, okay, I got to replace my whole spigot. He's got to go. We got to find where the spigot comes in the wall. He's got to torch everything. I was just like, this is bull crap.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is going on. This happened at the end of last year, fall. Okay. So he comes over. We're talking games or whatever like that. We ended up going to a certain hardware store, and he goes, "Hey, is this the piece that you need?" And I'm like, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe. He's like, well, let's get all the other stuff just in case it's not. And I'm like, okay, because remember, I've already tested a lot of these other pieces, and they were the wrong size.
Of course.
I come home, he flips the thing on, it works perfect. I haven't had an issue with it. It cost me $2.88 and a whole hell of a lot of time, and about 4 of them that I bought off of Amazon, and they were sitting at my local hardware store.
That hurts.
Oh, I was so pissed.
That's painful.
So the best part, the reason I'm telling the story is the best part. He goes, "Hey, well, at least I helped you. Here, look at my custom controller." He brought over his plate. So my wife is like, "Does he always carry his controller with him?" And I'm like, "No, I think he just wanted to show me." But he's
in a holster with his pipe wrench and everything.
Yeah,
else.
right. But no, he's a big another guy named Mike. He's a big fan of the show. So big up to Mike for listening and downloading and all of that. So
what's up, Plumber Mike? Watch
Plumber
that crack.
Well, okay, moving on.
Yes.
Steve, what have you been playing in the past 6 weeks that you haven't been on?
So the past 2 months since I've been on the podcast, I've been playing a lot of things. I was sitting here, because we behind the scenes we're kind of recording a little frantically here. It was going to get put off and then it wasn't, and so I've been super busy around here. Actually, today is my wedding anniversary, 8 years.
Oh wow!
So, yeah,
I feel bad now, dude.
No, because we celebrated yesterday. Last night we went out to dinner and did a whole thing, and the kids went with my parents, and so we were able to sleep in today. And then the whole second half of today was then the kids came back, and we're trying to get everything under control to get the week moving. And it didn't feel like Tuesday; it felt like a Sunday, and so I'm all screwed up. But yeah, so. In the past couple of weeks, I played a lot of stuff, and I was trying to make a list of
Wait. First off, congratulations on your anniversary.
Oh, thank you.
And I just didn't get a chance. I tried to think of a joke, but here I'm going to say insert your own joke here. Is that you said we celebrated last night? All I'm going to say is chicka chicka bow wow.
Oh yeah, chicken brown cow. Yeah,
chicken brown cow. Let's get it on. I'm just Marvin Gaye. Is that Marvin Gaye that has to start playing in the background or something?
Oh, it's always playing. It's always on.
There you go.
That's the trick.
Well,
always on.
Happy anniversary. So
thank you.
No problem. What have you been playing?
So of course I've been playing Fallout 76. They had a couple of updates since I last talked about it. One is that you can take your legendary items now and throw them back into a vendor. Then you get these tickets, and you take the ticket, or no, not a vendor, but a machine. You take all of your unwanted legendary items, all your 1-star, 2 stars, the things that you're not going to use, and you can't break them down for anything. You throw them in this dumpster, and you get tickets out of it. And you go to this new vendor that showed up. And you turn in your tickets, and then you get randomly rolled legendaries. So all these legendary,
cool.
Yeah, it's really neat because all these legendaries that people have been farming from all of these events, and that you get one, you're like, this isn't really what I want. Now, what do I do? Just drop it on the ground? There's no use for it. Well, now you can kind of recycle it, and of course, it's not like a 1-to-1 deal. Like you have a 1-star, you get 3 tickets, but it takes I want to say 50 tickets for a 2-star and 70 or 80 tickets for a 3-star. So it's a way to get useless legendaries out of circulation, and it lets people kind of concentrate on kind of grinding and re-rolling, if you will, to get their perfect build. So it kind of,
in other words, they can't really cheese it if they want. They would actually have to grind it.
Yeah. There's no cheese in it. And you can't do anything with the tickets except for have them. You can't trade them with people. They're not a physical thing in the game. So it's not like someone's gonna steal your legendaries and then turn them in and then they have the tickets, or you can't do that.
Well, that's so cool.
It was a really neat little thing that they added. And the vendor's pretty easy to find, and every train station has the dumpster that you can throw them into. And so it's cool because it's really opened up a lot of space in my inventory, in my stash, because I was kind of keeping a few, and I've had a few in there since early game, and I just thought I just don't want to give this up because it's special. Well, now it's no, I'm going to get rid of it because I can get something specialer.
It's specialer.
Yeah. So that came out, and then the Pioneer, what's it called? It's like the Boy Scouts thing, Pioneer Scouts, I think it's called, which is this whole another quest line that is part of the quest line. You can get a backpack, which then you can modify to hold extra stuff or to have more armor, or give you better damage or whatever. But it's this whole it's super grindy. At least it feels really grindy to me. But it's one of those things where it's a series of quests that you're not going to sit down and just blast through.
Mhm.
You go through a couple of quests and it's like, cool, now you need to earn what are essentially merit badges, and they are not easy. They'll take time, and each one will take several hours, and you need like a bunch of them to pass through every rank. And I think there's 3 different ranks in the Pioneer Scouts, and each rank like unlocks, different stuff and more things, stuff from clothing to things for your camp, to different weapons and like just cool things, neat stuff. Like there's like you can catch a frog and put it in a jar and then like put that in your camp, like little things like that.
Mhm.
It's all, Boy Scouty stuff. And so that's been pretty cool. It's one of those things where like, I'm going to play some Fallout 76. Okay, where am I at in my Pioneer Scouts? Oh, I've been working on this thing. Cool, I'll go work on that. Oh, I got distracted, whatever. But there's like always something to do now. I was getting to the point where I was like running out of stuff to do and just kind of, running around, just kind of searching for things to do. And now this is a constant source of like, all right, what am I working on today? And so it's pretty cool. Moving on from Fallout 76, a while back on the Game Pass, the Xbox Game Pass, the game Vampire became available. And that's something that I had been looking at to play. And I did for about an hour, and I'm done with it now. So
That's about how far I got into it.
yeah.
I got into it where you're like, hey, I don't know what this is. And then suddenly you're like looking for the one vampire, and he's like, no, you got to go over here. And he went this way, and then he went this way. And now let's have, another conversation that's making me fall asleep. And I'm like, I'm falling asleep. So I am turning this off. And I don't think I've ever turned it back on.
Yeah, that's kind of exactly what happened with me. So that happened. I got way too, and I think it's uninstalled now. I was like, okay. I've actually downloaded a bunch of stuff, a lot of cool, I don't know if it's cool or not, but a lot of stuff became available on Game Pass recently that I want to check out. Like Black Desert Online came, and I have no idea what that is, but I want to check it out.
That's that MMO that they've really been pushing. I guess Black Desert is was a really, really good MMO on PC.
Okay.
And they finally made it to console, or at least they made it to Xbox. I believe that it's going to PlayStation. I just don't know when.
Yeah, I don't know. But I've downloaded it. I have not played it yet, so that's incoming. But the Surviving Mars was one. But before I talk about Surviving Mars, before I started playing Surviving Mars, I got Oxygen Not Included on my computer, which is from Clay Games. They're the Don't Starve people.
Mm-hmm.
That very much indie, but they're becoming a little bit bigger. And Oxygen Not Included is still in beta, but it's like days away, or maybe it's like week or two away or something like that from.
I think it's like early June. It's supposed to leave.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be late this month, late May, but then they pushed it back a couple weeks, something like that.
Yeah.
But it is a fantastic game. It is really cool. It is a 2D. Kind of looks like a platformer, but you don't control the little they call them duplicants, little people. It's almost kind of Dwarf Fortressy in a way, where you like I guess that's really a bad way to describe anything. I guess more like RimWorld or something. You set tasks and then they do them, and you don't control them directly. And the whole Oxygen Not Included thing is you are like inside of
it's an asteroid. It's an asteroid.
It's like an asteroid, but there's a lot of different material around you, not just rock. There's sand and algae and liquid and gases. And so that's the big thing about this game, is you have to keep an eye on the gases like oxygen and CO2 and hydrogen and chlorine, and like some of this stuff is deadly. Some of it builds up over time. Your dupes require oxygen and they expel CO2, and you're in a closed environment, so you have to keep your eyes on these things. There's a maximum like air pressure for different areas, and so you're like mining out areas and you're building things, and you're doing research. And so you can like research like ventilation systems so you can move the gases around. Same thing with the liquids. There's water, there's polluted water. There's like you've got to take care of the dupes. Like you have to feed them, keep them clean. They can get sick and pass, sicknesses around, and then they don't work very efficiently.
Well, what the hell? You've already given them oxygen. What more than that?
I mean, exactly right. You got to give them a place to sleep, and and then if you build like a specific barracks or something where it's like, okay, it has to be at least this big. You have to have doors on it. You have to have these items inside of it. Now it's officially a barracks. And if you do that, then the room gives you bonuses. So it's like, plus 25 to, they're sleeping or whatever. And so you can kind of concentrate on those kind of things. You can do like med bays and cafeterias and barracks or bedrooms or kitchens, all this kind of stuff. And you can even do like ranching and farming and stuff. And then you have to figure out like how all this stuff interacts. Like some plants will only live in a certain type of environment that has, this percentage of oxygen to hydrogen or whatever, or like, your polluted water, you can actually water your plants with polluted water and that helps them grow and that gets rid of polluted water. So do that instead of, just putting it in a giant chamber that you like wall off and try to ignore. But I've only, like there are, if you go online, if you go on YouTube and look at playthroughs, it's all about cycles. Like, this is a 100 cycle base. This is 1,000 cycle base. And that's pretty much saying days. And I've only gotten like 60 or 70 cycles, something like that. I'm not very far into the game. I haven't even unlocked the full tech tree. And there's a kind of a learning curve where you start to see a death spiral in your little colony where it's like, I've passed a point of no return. I should just start over because this is not going well and I've ruined things and everyone's going to die a slow death. so it's fun. It's a fun game.
Actually, I picked it up.
Okay, cool.
I picked that up and I picked up a couple of expansions for City Skylines.
Oh, neat. Cool. I
haven't actually played them. I mean, I've loaded up. It. Oxygen Not Included is turning into that one game that you've always wanted to play, or that you really wanted to play, and you're just like, okay, I'll play next time I don't really have anything going on and I can be down there. And then if like, okay, your console's downstairs and you're upstairs, you're like, yeah, I really don't feel like getting up to play it. But then when you're like, okay, I actually am sitting down and it's booted up, like you get that telephone call or something happens and you're like, I gotta quit this. I kid you not, I think I've probably started Oxygen Not Included probably about 7 times and gotten pulled away from it.
Oh man.
So I mean, I literally have gotten into I get the 3 random characters and they start mining, like they start blowing up the wall or start mining the wall, and then I'm like, okay, I gotta go.
Man, and the game does require time. It's not a quick game. It's not like a mobile game where you can play for 5 minutes and walk away. You have to kind of concentrate and remember what you're doing and make plans and be like, okay, so I got to build this thing and then I'm going to build that thing and then that'll allow me to do this other thing. And it's not a light game. It looks cartoony. It looks cute as hell. It's funny. Your little dupes are funny, but it is deceptively difficult. It's cool. It's a really cool game. I'm enjoying it a lot.
Yeah, I've been watching a couple of streamers with it. Like I was going back and forth. It was like, how good is this or whatever? And every streamer that I've gone on, they're like, this game is going to take up hours of your time, and it's so much fun.
Definitely. So yeah, I played a bunch of that, and I've also played Surviving Mars, which is Paradox Interactive game. It came. I've been eyeing it to buy it ever since I've played Stellaris, and I was like, I love like Paradox games. I just really enjoy, and so Surviving Mars is kind of similar. It's like a base building game. You're on Mars, but you first send down drones, and so you're like directing robots around. You're building up like domes and all the resources for the domes to then land people on Mars and get them to survive. So you have to like mine metals and you have to find water, and then you have to make oxygen, they call them moxies. And then you have to figure out your power sources with wind turbines or solar power, all this stuff, and you have to keep it in repair because there's dust storms and things. And then you finally build a dome, and then inside the dome is like another mini game where you have to build housing and gardens and like all the stuff for your people once they're there. And then you say, okay, send me some people. And then they send you like 12 people. And then you're on like a trial period. And this is like, it's kind of cool the way they do this because those people need to survive. Otherwise it's game over. And within the context of like the story of the game, they're called the founders. And as long as the founders survive, then they'll send more people to Mars. And the founders have like special criteria around them. Like they might get Earth sick, like and want to leave and all this stuff. Whereas once you start having Martian born babies, like they will never get Earth sick because, they're from Mars, which is pretty cool. So you keep getting like an influx of people from Mars, but then pretty soon you kind of establish your own place. Sorry, my dog's barking like crazy outside right now. Must have been a cat in the backyard or something. Well, his beagle screams. It's crazy. So the other, other thing is, can you hear him?
No, I can't hear him.
Oh, okay. So the other thing is when you pick a spot on Mars to land, but then when you zoom out from your landing zone, there's a big grid. And so you can put resources into exploring this grid. And it's more places that you can go to, and it uncovers other resources and things. And so you can expand and create something quite large. But I've just gotten to the point where I was able to build a dome, get some people there. They survived their like 10 souls or 10 days. Mm-hmm. And they were like, cool. And I was like, awesome, I did it. And then I realized that I forgot one extremely important piece of equipment that now I cannot afford. And without that piece of equipment, I can't build a thing that then allows me to make money. So I'm essentially stuck. I think I have a broken experience now where because I can't do the things that I need to do. And because I'm running out of money, I am slowly running out of supplies to keep my stuff repaired. And so the last time I played, my power generators kept breaking down, which then caused the power and water and oxygen to not be sent to my dome. And all my people were getting hypothermia and not doing very well. And then I stopped playing the game. So, yeah, I failed to survive Mars, or I'm about to fail surviving Mars, but it's a pretty cool game. I'm having a lot of fun with it.
How much, if I can ask, where is it from, or where can you get it, and how much?
It's Paradox Interactive. It's available on PC, I believe, through Steam, but it's available right now through the Xbox Game Pass to just have. Okay. And I think they did that. So I don't. I want to say it's like maybe a $25 or $30 game through Steam. I don't quote me on that. That seems like that's about right. But they just put out an expansion, or they're about to put out an expansion called like Green Mars or something, where you start to terraform Mars itself and not just survive in domes. So they're still actively supporting the game. They're still putting out content for the game, which they just put out like for Stellaris. They just announced a new DLC for that, and they put their other DLC. I forget what it's called. They put it on sale, and I picked that up, and I haven't played it yet. But so yeah, Stellaris is still getting a lot of play, and I need to get back into that too. That sounds like a lot of fun. All that being said, the game I've been playing the most is Minecraft.
I hate you. Done.
So get this. So Minecraft is also available through Game Pass. Microsoft owns it and all that stuff now. So I've got it on my Xbox, and I sat my 4-year-old down the other day and said, "Hey, do you want to watch Daddy play a game?" And she gets all excited. Yeah, I want to watch you play a game. Cool. I've had her, she's watched the hiking game before, which was Tomb Raider. She's watched, the other hiking game, which was, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And I was like, oh yeah, we're just hiking around the wilderness. Like, that's what I tell, cause I don't want to.
I watched the cowboy game, which is Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, that's the horse riding game. We've played the horse riding game before.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't want to show all the violent parts of these games. But these games are cool, and I like to share things. But Minecraft, I'm like, you know what? You're 4. You're starting to know things, so you can see. There's nothing in Minecraft that's going to blow your little mind, right? Like it's all cartoony and all that stuff. And we all know what Minecraft looks like, so I don't need to explain that. So I loaded it up and we started playing, and she is enthralled. She is just like, what is going on? This is amazing.
Blocks, Dada.
It's she's 4. She calls me father now. Father, this is amazing, father. Now she's like, wow, this is cool. And I'm like, yeah, watch, I can like dig these blocks and I can build things and I can get a sword out. And look, the spiders are coming and I can make the spiders go away, and it's nighttime and the monsters come out at night, and she got all scared. I was like, no, it's okay. Look, we can build a house and we can just hide in the house and then it's fine. And oh, look, I built a bed. Now I can skip nighttime, It's a whole thing. And she's getting way into it to the point where now she has asked me, like, Dad, can we play Minecraft? And my heart
that's awesome.
Exploded. Yeah, it was really cool. So that being said, I've also been playing on my PC now because now I'm back into Minecraft. So I loaded that back up, and I've been playing online with some friends of the podcast. Let's see.
Isn't it Gibby?
Yeah, Gibby and Slothfang.
Yep. And
I don't even know who else. Some other people I don't really know too well, but they have a server going, and I've been playing and getting back into it, and it's been a lot of fun. It's been years since I played Minecraft, to the point where in chat, like every hour or so, I'm like, hey, what is this thing? I've never encountered this thing before. What does it do? Or, how do I make this thing I forgot or whatever? Because it's been so many years. I played Minecraft back in the beta days years ago. About the $20 beta. This is before anyone knew what it was, and it was being talked about on gaming podcasts as like this brand new thing. I was like, oh, that sounds amazing. I'll check that out for $20. And I have the same account. It's pretty neat. So
anyway, Gibby has been trying to get me to buy Minecraft for the longest time.
So why won't you? What's the deal?
I don't feel that I'm creative enough to build things.
Oh, you don't have to be creative in that game. I mean, the things you see online look absolutely amazing, but building is a subset of what that game is. It's a survival game. To me, that's where the fun is. Like, I'll build a little house, I'll build a castle or whatever, just to like do something with all the spare material that I have. But really, it's about surviving and exploring. Sometimes I just empty out my inventory, except for like some torches, some food, and the armor and a sword and an axe, and I'll just pick a direction and go. And because it's procedurally generated, you can just go forever and just explore and see what's out there. And it's so much fun. It's really cool.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'll probably end up getting it at some point. It's just like I said, we are literally going on. I've known Gibby since 2012. So what is it? 7 years?
Yeah.
And I think for the past 8 years, he's been trying to get me to buy Minecraft.
I love it. Math checks out. Okay.
Yeah, math checks out. Yeah. I know at some point, sooner or later, I just haven't.
It's crazy the cultural impact now. Like when I take my kid to preschool, I see all these kids running around, and like 1 out of every 10 of them will have like a Minecraft shirt on or something. And
or backpack
that, and Fortnite of course is all over the place too. But man, like I'm just think back, like I played this game before it had all the things in it that these people know about. Like I remember when they added like skeletons, maybe not skeletons, but like I remember when the game, like when boats were added, like it before Redstone, before circuits and all this crazy stuff that they have now. I remember playing the game. It's just like you had to figure out like the recipes for things. There was no one to tell you. There was no recipe book. It was just you go into your crafting, like your 9x9 crafting table. And you just have to start putting things in the slots to see if you made anything. And it was
So would you call yourself a Minecraft OG?
Hell yeah. No, yeah, like this is definitely like one of those like old man the internet situations where like, yeah, I played this before a lot of these kids were born, probably, or as they were being born. I was playing this game, and it's
I was playing Minecraft as you were being conceived.
Yeah, conceived craft is more like it. It's great. But like I was saying, I haven't played it for like, I don't know, a solid 5 years. I hadn't even really looked at it. But it's cool, man. They're still doing stuff with it. Still a whole lot of fun. The core of the game is still there. So yeah, I still heartily recommend, Minecraft. And even if you're not creative, that's just one aspect of it. And that's what's easiest to judge the game on, because that's what you see when you go online. You can see the things that people build, but that's not the experience. The experience is going in, playing with your friends, discovering things, finding things, having a plan. Like, oh, hey, yeah, we got to get this, we got to do that, and build over here, do this thing, and oh, look, I found this area that's got wolves. Get some bones. Let's tame the wolves, and they'll follow us around. It'll be great. It's fun. It's good stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to the day where I can sit down with my daughter, hand her a controller, and be like, "You show me what you did in Minecraft today," and that'll be a special day.
Absolutely. I actually with my daughter, she's 2.5, so she's starting to learn the word, starting to really kind of put sentences together and all of that. My favorite thing is that like she'll come downstairs and I have my chair that I sit in, my gaming chair, every person usually has their own reclining chair, their spot. This is their my spot.
Yeah.
So usually I have the controller like sitting on the coffee table. So she'll come downstairs and she'll tap on the recliner and say, "Sit, Dada," and she'll hand me the controller, like,
entertain me, man.
So,
that's awesome.
Or, I think the other thing too is that if I'm sitting at the computer, she'll want to sit on my lap, and then she'll like take her fist and like go to like the side of her head and like hit like the side of her head, like not hard, but like it's trying to like symbolize, like when you would put your arm up, like like when you're listening to music and you're like shaking your fist.
Oh yeah,
that's what she's trying to do. She wants to listen to music, and the coolest part about it is she'll say "Amo," which is Bring Me the Horizon's newest album. And Bring Me the Horizon is my favorite band. So
that's cool.
Yeah, so it's like, and she knows that if I'm sitting at the computer, I can put it on, that the music is there. Like she knows the button to press. That's
awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah. So no, I totally get that whole like. I can't wait for her to be like, "Yeah, Dada, let's go kill zombies."
Yeah.
So
let's 360 no scope, Dad. Come on.
Yeah, 360 no scope. I'll take you on, Dad.
All right. So those are the things that I've been playing.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Well, it seems that you've been out of, off the podcast for a bit because of stuff going on, but you haven't stopped gaming, which is a good thing.
Nah, I'll never stop gaming ever. If I do, I'm dead. So.
So I think we'll get into, unless you were playing anything else that you wanted to.
No, that's it. Everything else is E3.
E3. So yeah. So as the last episode went through, it was me and Jesus and myself. All three of us, me, Jesus, and myself. Sometimes when I talk to Jesus, he makes me feel, that inner.
There's the whole Trinity going on.
Yeah, the whole thing. No, praise be thy name. So we kind of went over and we, talked about some E3 stuff, but I'm gonna open this up to you, Steve. So, hit it. What do you give me your spiel of what you're thinking is going to be happening?
Like in general, like what's E3 going to be all about this year?
Or what have you heard, or rumors that you're hearing, or?
Oh man, I wish I had a really great thing to say here, but unfortunately this year I just haven't had the time to keep my ear to the ground on the heavy E3 rumors and stuff. There's only been a couple things that I've really heard about, which are kind of like everyone knows.
Well,
like
then that'll do it for our show tonight, guys.
Good night, everyone. Yeah, time to fuck off.
No.
Like Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Like, I'm always, whatever Star Wars thing happens, I'm excited about.
And that's the Respawn game, isn't it?
Yes,
by Respawn? Yeah,
I believe so. And it's one of those deals where it's they've confirmed like no microtransactions, no loot boxes, all that kind of stuff. It's like this is a single player like action game or whatever.
Awesome.
And there's a trailer out for it, so I'm excited for that. I'm looking through a list here, and so like Psychonauts. I played Psychonauts on.
Are they saying the third one is going to be announced?
No, the second one. The
second one was announced.
Yeah, but it's going to be there. It's there.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's confirmed that. Let's see, Tim of Legend. So, Tim. Shoot, what's his name? His Twitter handle is at Tim of Legend, and Jack Black are doing a panel together for Psychonauts 2. For E3 2019. And so Jack Black was in Brutal Legend, the main character in Brutal Legend, which I absolutely adored that game. I thought it was amazing. I know it's not for everybody and it got kind of weird towards the end, but it was cool. So the fact that Jack Black is still doing stuff with Tim is Tim Schafer. That's what his name is, Tim Schafer.
There you go, Tim Schafer. Yeah.
Yeah, they're still doing stuff together is makes me excited for whatever's coming for Psychonauts 2. The first one I played, it was I want to say it was available on the original Xbox, but I played it on the 360 as a port, and I didn't get through the entire game, but I really enjoyed what I was able to play of it. It's you're going into the minds of people, and it's very cartoony and very psychedelic, and it was just really cool. So I'm kind of excited to see what's coming for that.
So little side note about Jack Black.
Yeah.
He's one of those like actors like that I couldn't stand, that I thought was like, I'm just going to do things just to get laughs, but I don't really care like how I get the laughs. I'm just going to try to do whatever and just be kind of crazy. I mean, like School of Rock, or what is it? Is that what it is? One of his episodes?
Or
one of his
School of Rock. Yeah, one of his episodes.
One of his episodes. One of his movies. I can't sit there and watch it. Like I just can't. Like I just can't do it. But like you take a movie like Saving Silverman, and I thought he's a genius in that movie.
Okay,
cool.
He needs the right people to wrangle him in the right direction.
Yes,
and if
I agree.
He can't be left unchecked. And so, yeah. Okay, so the other thing so here's something that I did see that I got excited for, and that is Planet Zoo. So Planet Coaster is a really good, roller coaster theme park building game.
I have it. It's actually really hard. Like it's a fun like roller coaster game. But it's like really strategic and hard. Like you can't just go in there and be like, "Hey, I'm just going to throw this shit down and then, see if it makes money." No, like you really got to be like strategic in what you do.
Are we talking about the same game?
Planet Coaster?
Yeah, are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Or I just suck at the game.
I think I don't know.
You're saying I just suck at the game.
Well, no, because I've never seen you play the game. I've played it. I played it a bunch. I didn't find it that hard, but it's been a while since I've played it, and I want to say I played it in beta before the final version came out. So things may have been tweaked, but since then, and I haven't played it. Maybe they did up the difficulty or change things or add things or whatever. But I mean, just like any like builder, park builder type game, yeah. I mean, you have to balance things, workers and stuff, and figure out, your supply and demand, and then you can't just make any old roller coaster. You do have to kind of know what you're doing. And then the game's kind of boring if you just use like the pre-made coasters, because it's like, well, I can make my own. Why would I just, do this? But anyway, it's a really good game. It's really fun. And that's from Frontier, the same people that do Elite Dangerous and the Jurassic Park or Jurassic World Evolution, which Jurassic World Evolution is a really good, dinosaur park simulator. I have a ton of fun with that. I actually played that with my daughter too recently. In fact,
You actually talked about it as one of the games that you were playing. So,
okay,
about how you breed the dinosaurs and all of that.
Yeah. I've talked about it, and so my daughter got into dinosaurs somehow. Like she watched something and was like, "Dad, dinosaurs are cool," and I was like, "I know, right?" Because when I was a kid, I absolutely loved dinosaurs. I was like, "I've got a dinosaur video game," but she was like, "What?" And so I showed her, and I was like, "It's like a zoo. Look, there's a Triceratops." She got all excited. I was like, "You want to see the T-Rex?" Like, "Yeah, I want to see the T-Rex." I zoomed over the T-Rex, and of course, it's like hunting a goat. And I'm like, "Oh, it's gonna eat that goat." And she was like, "Really?" Like, yeah, it's just a game though. It's pretend, and then it eats the goat, and she's like, "Wow,
Does it really eat the goat?"
what's gonna happen to the goat? He's gonna eat the goat? Never had lamb chops, kid. So
Jurassic Park, I like it. There you go.
Oh, I love it, absolutely love it. So that's a pretty good zoo game that I wished had more things that that Planet Coaster had in it. Like you can't really do much with your people; it's more about the animals. So it seems like they're taking what they've learned with both of those and they're doing Planet Zoo, which very much looks like Planet Coaster, but it is a full-on zoo simulator. Which the trailer for it's out, and it shows like people walking through a park as the park's like being built around them, and it's got the lions and elephants and all the basic zoo things that you would think about in the same style as Planet Coaster. So that looks really cool. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I'm actually watching the trailer right now for it. It looks actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really neat. So scrolling through this list, I'm kind of interested to see what Halo Infinite's all about. I haven't looked into it at all, and I'm not a big Halo person, but I want to see what they're going to do next with that franchise.
So is that a new Xbox gen?
It is
new next gen Xbox game, or is it a current gen?
No, it is Xbox One. So I guess current gen. Then yeah. So Xbox One and PC is what it's showing here is being announced for.
Okay.
And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a shooter, if it's an MMO, or if it's
there's really been no, like the only thing that they say is that it's going to focus on Master Chief, but that's really about it.
Yeah, so
at least that's what I've seen.
I'm curious. I've always kind of kept my ear to the ground on Halo stuff. I played the first one a little bit and the second one a little bit more, and that's about it. But I always kind of pay attention to it because I know they're doing interesting things with Halo. Let's see. Going along this list, Doom Eternal. That Doom
looks great.
I still have that Doom installed on my Xbox, and it's kind of like you and Oxygen Not Included. Every time I turn it on, I'm able to play for like 5 minutes, and I get through like just like the starting area, and then I'm interrupted with something. And I've done that 5 or 6 times, and so I need to get back. I need to get into Doom itself. But Doom Eternal, we'll see what they're doing next with that. I'm excited about that. Of course, Cyberpunk 2077.
Actually, I'm actually kind of disappointed in what they said about this.
Why is that?
Is that it is going to be at E3. There is going to be some news on it, but a demo is going to be only behind closed doors again.
Well, I mean, they had the video behind closed doors before, and that got out.
They released it like
they released it later. Yeah.
Like so the thing with me is that it means to me that there's no release date for it.
Well, I mean, they've said like it's done when it's done. So
yeah, and I really thought that them releasing the trailer from last year and then all the Steam that they would have on it would have some form of like a release window and say, hey, we're coming out. I mean, even if they said fall 2020, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean,
which gives them another year, but yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like, to me, E3 you're there for the people. Even though I don't want to say that's kind of a wrong thing. It's like everybody knows that that the world's eyes are going to be on you, especially in the United States for gaming. Yeah. It's like don't be like, hey, guess what, guys? We're going to be here, but we're going to show a lot of shit behind doors. It's like no, it's like if you're going to yank on it until the whole thing happens. Not you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think they're going to do the behind closed door thing, but I think we're also going to get a release window for it.
Okay.
That's my guess. I think we're going to get another trailer, something small, and a release window, like fall 2020, something like that. Because like since last year they've been working on it for a year, and last year it looked great, So we'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe they're still building it. They're still working on it, and to me it's like go ahead, keep working on it. Work on it for another 5 years. As long as in the end it is an amazing game and it's the game that you want to put out, that's fine. And I'm sure to them that's better than breaking promises of like, oh yeah, 2020, 2021, whoops, 2022, and that's just
true.
to make people angry. So it's, even though it's frustrating as the consumer, as the person that wants to play this game, like, when do I get to play this? For them to say, well, when it's done, is disappointing. But in the end, when you finally do get to play it, it will be a good game.
Well, they also said too, and I forget, don't quote me on where I read this, but the game that they showed last year has changed immensely.
Yeah, I've seen that too. And they've kind of, well, there's a couple things. When it was first announced, then versus what they showed in that trailer, there are like similar scenes or similar locations that look like, oh, that's the same place, but it's been redesigned or something.
Yeah.
And so this game is actively being worked on. I think that we're lucky that we've been able to see as much of it as we have. And the game's going to be different. Like, we're not going to be able to hop in and do that exact mission that we saw from last year. And whatever's, in this playable demo may or may not be in the final game as well. But you know what? I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. I think it's cool that they're sharing it. And if they don't know when it's going to come out, that's fine too. Just keep on keeping on. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, what it seems like too is that if they take something from The Witcher 3, The Witcher 3 is a long game. Okay, I mean, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's a long game, but to me, it is one of the best RPGs that have ever action RPGs that has ever been created. I mean, I would even say too is, minus the ability to mod, or at least I haven't seen a mod community for it. Minus the ability to mod, you're talking that this game is on par, if not, you could make an argument that it's better than Skyrim.
Yeah, I could see that.
I'm not saying that it is. I'm just saying people could make an argument for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, just how detailed and all of that. In fact, it's very interesting.
Just to interrupt you real quick, there is a whole site on Nexus Mods. There's a whole area for Witcher 3 mods. So there is a modding community for Witcher 3.
Oh, okay. So there is.
Yeah, which, I mean, I'm looking through like popular last 30 days. Looks like it's a lot of clothes mods, and a lot of things with Roach. Well, I can't really tell what a lot of this stuff is, but a lot of the popular stuff looks like it's mostly clothing mods. So I don't know. Like Skyrim, there's like full, conversion mods and stuff like that. But so I don't know. I'd have to look deeper into the Witcher stuff.
Yeah. But actually, just a side note too, is that somebody did a thought of, we know that the PlayStation 4 is going to use ray tracing and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody did something that this potentially could be what ray tracing would look like if you'd use The Witcher 3. And that video's out there, and it's amazing. Like, it's like, holy shit.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Like, it's like, wow, the detail. Like, you're talking like when you're walking through like just normal gameplay, you see the insignias and the little detail on the sheaths for his swords.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like that's crazy.
Good stuff. Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. So
that's good stuff.
So I mean, I agree with you. It's take time, make sure the game is good. Where you feel that it needs to be. I just don't want it to hit the overhype train. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think they're trying to be careful with that with the closed door stuff. Once those doors open, when they let the public in, that's when the hype really starts. Where like for going from people like us who are hunting for information for just like, the average Joe on the street saying, "Oh, hey, I've heard about this game. What's that about?" You know, once they reach that stage, then yeah, they better deliver. And they're trying to not be there yet because I don't think the game's there yet. Otherwise they would. So
okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
I was wrong in my assumption. So
see, I'm looking at this list here. Borderlands 3 is a game that has now, like, there's like a little bit of backlash with Borderlands 3 with people saying that it's not going to be everything that we think that it's going to be.
Yeah, like what is it? Pitchfork came out and it was like, there's not going to be microtransactions, but there's going to be some form of transactions, but we're not calling them microtransactions, so they're not microtransactions, but they're really microtransactions.
Yeah. So, to me, Borderlands 3 is kind of a wait and see situation right now. Like it like that. So that game was like hype, and then everyone went, "Wait a minute, let's think about this."
Yeah, let's hold on.
Yeah. So we'll see what they announce with that. I think we're gonna get like the full Borderlands 3 everything announcement this E3 to like really know what's coming and you know.
So did you hear about the layout? Like I think it's called EchoCast. That people can put on their Twitch if they're playing Borderlands 3. So basically, it's an interactive overlay.
Okay.
So, like, if I'm playing and I have that overlay on, and it's supposed to be integrated into consoles too. So if you're watching Twitch or whatever, you can click on, like, in the top left is my character. You can click on my character and see what's in what my character looks like, what my abilities are. What level I am, where am I at, all of that, what guns I have. Okay. The other thing too is that if you are, I don't know if you're friended with somebody or if it's that you're just watching or how it actually is going to work, but they're going to have like weekends that say this loot chest is here or whatever. And if you get it and people log on to like and watch you can click on the interactive thing, and then those guns will be, or that loot will be sent to your game.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So they're trying to make watching people game more interactive
and rewarding.
Rewarding, yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah,
because a lot of people, you know, when they don't have time to game, will just watch other people game. I do that a lot. Like if I see a game that's interesting or even a game that I'm excited to play and I just don't have time to, I might take, 5 or 10 minutes to, watch on YouTube or watch on Twitch or whatever. And if that becomes like, oh, I'm going to watch this person and if I click on this thing, then when I finally do get to play, I also get these special things. That's a really cool idea. I like that a lot.
And if it works, I mean, just think about it. Some people will just be loot people and just be like, hey, I'm logging on. Come and get your free guns, type sort of thing.
Yeah, and if they get some kind of kickback, like I wonder if it's going to work the other way. If like, yeah, people are watching me. Oh, I had 20 people click on this thing. That means that this gun I get is now, instead of a level 10 gun, now it's a level 15 gun because enough people also looted it. Or, like I wonder if there's a feedback loop that way where, for certain streamers or whatever, like they'll get a kickback or something. That's interesting. That's really interesting idea.
If it works, yeah. Now, did you see what they did today?
No, I did not.
So there's two things. One, that I think I told you about this. We all know about the gun that has the legs.
Yeah.
But did you hear that they have a gun that's going to insult people?
No.
Did you reload it? Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
There's a gun that throws out insults. And then today is National Hamburger Day. So they're like, what better way than to celebrate National Hamburger Day than to have a gun that shoots out hamburgers? And so if you go on their Twitter, they actually have it. I'm really hoping they incorporate that gun into where it turns bullets into hamburgers.
Oh man, as long as the same damage is applied, that's cool. Yeah. Otherwise, it's silly.
I'm all for like funny skins like that.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it's a skin and not just like, oh, I have like you're going for a loot box and there's a percentage chance to get whatever, and then you get like the joke gun out of it instead of the super awesome missile launcher that you want or whatever. That could be a bummer. But if it still does just as much damage, but just there's now hamburgers flying everywhere instead, that's pretty neat. Yeah, I like them kind of going this silly route, not so serious. We've been serious and grim dark for too long. Like I'm happy to see some of this stuff being a little bit lighter.
We need just a fun shooting, or not shooting, but just a fun game that just is like, it just pokes fun at everything.
Yeah. I'm excited to not excited. I'm kind of wary, but I have my eyes close on Borderlands 3 to see what direction they're going with that.
I'm excited. I'm having that remember I'm having, and you're invited too, to be online unless you feel like coming out to Chicago, which you have a place.
I'll drive right over.
Yeah, drive right on over, halfway across the country.
Yeah, no problem.
But we are having that Borderlands 3 weekend, so
it'll be cool. That's so cool.
Yeah. So all you gotta do is log on. Go ahead.
You know what I'll do is I'll log on and watch you play and click on all the things, so then you can get me the good guns. We'll do that.
There you go.
See, that's cool. Okay, so there's a whole list here of rumored stuff. We're getting towards the end of the podcast now. So here's a list of things that are rumored to be at this E3 2019 that, unconfirmed. Let's see. Ancestors: The Humankind Odyssey. Have you heard about this thing?
I have not. This
is not an Assassin's Creed game that really looks like it's probably it's weird. I haven't looked into it too much, but it's like you're not like some kind of primate. It's called Ancestors: The Humankind Odyssey, and it's like you are a primate in the jungle, and it looks kind of like there's stealth and there's hunting and there's survival and
this is made by one of the guys that worked on one of the Assassin's Creed game. Is it I believe.
Yes.
Yeah,
I want to say yes.
Patrice Delis. I know I'm going to horrify his name because it's French. But Patrice Delisites or Delilets.
Sure. I don't know.
I just know his first name is Patrice.
Okay, so this looks interesting to me. So if this is at E3, I'll definitely I'll see what they say about that. That's kind of interesting and exciting. Beyond Good and Evil 2. So this is again a game that's been to the past 2 or 3 E3s now,
2.
Something like that. The last 2.
Yep.
And as far as I'm concerned, it looks amazing, and whatever they do with it, like, I'm excited.
Well, I like the fact, if you remember, that's when Elijah came, or no, it was not Elijah Wood. It was Joseph Gordon-Levitt came out, and with his company, if you create an art or a piece of art, or if you create like a music for it or whatever, and you submit it through his like app, you have a chance of actually that showing up in the game in a certain area.
Yeah, Hit Record is his project. Yeah, that's right. I do remember that now. That's cool. Some of these games are going to are getting so massive that you kind of have to crowdsource some of this stuff. Otherwise, it'll take you forever to get a game out. That's kind of cool.
And I don't know about you, but if I had a creative bone in my body, I mean, I'd be all over this. I was like, why the hell not?
Why not? Yeah, try to include something. Yeah. Okay, so there's that. I'm excited about that. Let's see.
Wait, are we getting release date or no?
I'm gonna say no. This is another like long haul game. I think we'll get like, because we've only got like little bits and pieces of the game, not even like solid. Here's what you're doing in the game. We've seen spaceships, we've seen people like running around, and we've seen lots of artwork, but no real game yet. So I think this is a few years.
We've seen cinematic. I get it. Yeah,
a lot of cinematic, but no real gameplay. More like alpha stuff is what we've seen. So I think that game's a way off. Gears 5. I never finished Gears 4, but I think it's coming. I think we're going to get a release date for sure.
I never started Gears 4. I bought it. It sat on my shelf, I think, probably for about 2 years. Never played it. And then I'm like, hey, I'm going to trade this in because I'm never going to play it.
There you go. And now it's available if you have Game Pass. You just have it. So there you go.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's just there. So like I played through the first 3 Gears games, pretty well right away. But when the 4th one came around, there was just like less hype around it, and it was like a new main cast, and it feels like when you finish like like a trilogy of novels, and you're like, wow, that was an amazing story, and it's over with. And you're like, okay, but the author now says here's another book in the same universe, but with different people.
Halo.
Yeah. See, yeah. So, it did that thing where it's like, here's more of the same, even though it's with people that you don't know, but they're just as cool. We swear. Like, it just kind of had that feel, that vibe about it. Like, this story was done. Why are you doing more story? It's over now. And so I don't think they did a really good job of convincing the fans, the more casual fans like myself, to keep up with it.
And I'm gonna say this too. And this is not a dig because I'm a PlayStation guy or whatever. That was the time that that the Xbox was like in the prime, and they had this thought process of, hey, we're untouchable type sort of thing. So all we got to do is say, hey, here's Gears 4, buy it. And people didn't buy it, and they're like, why aren't you buying it? It's Gears 4.
Yeah, it's another Gears game. Yeah, come on.
Like,
give us your money.
I agree with you. Like, there was no like.
They thought they had it in the bag already, and they didn't. But it's showing here. So there's Gears 5. They're showing is potentially going to be there at E3. I'm going to say yeah, and I don't know if we're going to get a release date or not. I have the sinking, not really a sinking feeling, but I have a feeling that things are getting reworked with Gears in the background, and so it might take a while. But then it's also showing Gears Pop for iOS, which is they're like those pop.
Didn't they announce that last year?
They did. They announced it, yeah, but they didn't show anything, and so
that's I'm sure Gears 5 right there.
That is Gears 5. That is Gears 5, sure. And then there's also another one, Gears Tactics for PC. So. Yeah. I mean, that really sounds like what, Halo Wars? Like, they're just kind of like they're trying to leverage a name into sales, and good luck to them. I don't know.
Yeah, I like I said, I think the Gears franchise needs to slowly go away.
Yeah, they either need to figure out how to make it relevant, or it needs to go away. Yeah. And they're not doing. Gears 4 was not relevant at all. It was just like, here's a thing. Let's see. So we've got Outer Wilds for Xbox and PC.
Which looks great.
I just Googled this for the first time, and this does look cool. I didn't even know this thing existed. This looks cool.
I think a lot of people are going to get kind of like crossover Outer Worlds with this.
Oh yeah. Outer Wilds and the Outer Worlds. Yeah, people are gonna get confused, but at least they look like different games. So Oh, and that's the other one, the Outer Worlds. I'm excited for whatever they do with this. Show me more. I'm excited. We talked about that at length when it was first announced. Some Tom Clancy stuff that I don't care about. Pokemon Sword and Shield. I think we're going to see more on that. Skull and Bones. That's the we're going to take how Assassin's Creed Black Flag looked and make Sea of Thieves out of it game. Yeah, it's been pushed back, and so I don't know what's going on with that game.
I doubt we're ever going to get anything on it. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. I was going to say, maybe we'll see something, but we saw something, I want to say, 2 years ago or last year, maybe.
It was last year, and they had a great thing, and they said it was supposed to be out in November of this year, and then it got pushed to 2020. So I don't think that they're going to start to try to promise anything with that game until it's done.
And I think it to me, it seems that anybody who's interested in that style of games is right now at this very second playing Sea of Thieves. And so they're
still playing Odyssey,
or they're still playing Odyssey, rowing their boats around. So they have an uphill battle because they're the people that they're going to try to attract to play this game already have a good game to play that does the same thing. So I don't know if they're going to pivot and try to add more to the game or do different things, or just maybe they're doing the wait and see, what's Sea of Thieves doing now? Can we do a version of that that's better? Okay, let's do that. Who knows?
I mean, just
It's-
graphically, I think it looks amazing.
I mean, graphically it looks great, but if the gameplay's not there, yeah. But I mean, that's not really
honestly,
saying much. That's
no,
every
I
game.
get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, I would love, depending on what that game needs and with how it looks, I kind of want to get it on PC for the sheer fact I want to look at it on PC graphics. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if you got a rig that can run that at like max settings, that would look amazing for sure.
The water and all of that.
Oh yeah. It's showing here PS4, Xbox One, and PC, which I think is all unconfirmed. But yeah, and that's really it for this list of things that I find
I have
interesting.
one more to add.
Yeah, go for it.
Watch Dogs 3.
That was not on this list.
Supposedly that's
that'd
going to
be
be
cool.
rumored.
Okay.
That's a big rumor. Supposedly it's taking place in London. And gameplay has completely been reworked on how hacks work and how to actually do things. And supposedly they might be going a non-lethal route.
Oh, cool. I like that.
So they got a couple of things. Supposedly, because right now the whole thought is, are they going to announce Ragnarok, Assassin's Creed Ragnarok, which is the Viking one that's rumored. But I think Assassin's Creed's skipping a year, so because they're still working on all the stuff with Odyssey, and Odyssey is still going strong. So I can't see them them burying Odyssey just to get another Assassin's Creed game out, which
Doesn't
I
make
think
any sense.
Yeah. So and then they got the Division 2, and so basically all their heavy hitters are out there. So I'm really kind of thinking, that this is time for Watch Dogs 3 to be unveiled.
That'd be cool. So that sounds like we'll get a trailer.
Yeah, at the very least, a trailer.
Yeah, we'll get a trailer. We'll get something. We'll get like people running down the streets and like hacking code, and then like Watch Dogs 3 with Big Ben in the background. Like I'm calling it right now. That's exactly what the trailer is going to be.
or it's going to come across, or it's going to come across as something that we think is completely different. And then like right at the end, it's going to have like a DedSec logo or something that links Watch Dogs 3 to it.
The game will like it'll skip and pixelize and flash, and it'll say DedSec, and then that'll fade off. Yeah, they'll do something cool.
Which if that happens, and it is another PC release, and we could do co-op, you and I got to play that game out. Just because nobody else, I've always had everybody else say, "Oh yeah, we'll join you." It's like, no, if we're gonna actually get somebody, let's get my PC up,
Yeah, I mean, if they're reworking hacking and stuff, maybe they're reworking if it's single player or not.
Could be.
It's maybe they could go the direction of like multiplayer stuff.
Though the one thing that I did love, and people didn't like it, I loved doing it, was the infiltrating of somebody else's game and planting a virus in their game.
Yeah, I don't know if I liked that or not.
Oh, I loved it. I did that for hours.
Cool.
Yeah, just to fuck with people.
I do remember. I think that like so people would come into your game. This is Watch Dogs 2 we're talking about, right?
Well, it happened in both of them.
Was it in both? I don't remember it happening in the first. I didn't play the first one enough.
It happened in the first one, but it didn't work as well as I thought it would. So
okay.
It was kind of like, oh yeah, it's there, but nobody ever really got into it. And then in Watch Dogs 2, they really pushed it.
Yeah, and I remember like trying to find the people, and sometimes it was really cool because I was like just kind of wandering around looking for something to do, and it started happening. I was like, cool, like I'm gonna go try and find this person. And then other times I was on my way to do something, and then it started happening, and it was like, this is interrupting me. This is interrupting my fun. So now I'm not interested in this, and I don't think this is fun. So yeah, I don't know. It would be it's interesting. It's an interesting concept, and I would like to see it developed a little bit more. Either included in the gameplay in a different way, or have it be some kind of more voluntary or something. I think you could turn it off, but
you could.
I don't want it to be off all the time. Like I want the game to be able to see when I'm not busy, and then open it up. Which is I know that's like that's being
when are you not going to be busy in the game?
Yeah. Like, but if they somehow built it into the game to give you a chance to be like, okay, now would you like to maybe do this? Like, I don't know. It would. I'm not a game developer. I don't know how they would do it, but I'm interested to see if
there has to be some refresh of their hacks and all of that fun stuff for everything to work. I agree with you. And if that means kind of tweaking that, I'm all for it. But like, I think that was the thing that kind of killed Watch Dogs 2 is that like, hey, yeah, we have a couple more hacks and great, but they still heavily relied on all the hacks in the first one. But hey, instead of it this being this dreary Chicago, we're putting you into this bright pastel colored San Francisco, which helped, but it didn't help as much as I think it should have.
They're moving in the right. They're moving from being like a weird GTA clone to their own thing. And with Watch Dogs 2 was a big advancement over the first Watch Dogs, and so I'm hoping 3 is like another big jump into being something more unique. I was just thinking about it. Maybe there are certain type of hacks that you would do that once you initiate them, if you're on the other end and you're like looking for someone's game to infiltrate, it only pops up when they're doing those certain hacks. So like, like, oh, this is a dangerous hack, so this could be interrupted by another player. That way you can kind of choose to whether or not you're going to do that thing. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Anyways.
So
that's cool. I'm excited for that. If that shows up.
Absolutely. So one last question, and then we'll end this up.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Nintendo is sitting at a good spot right now, I think, with the Switch. I think, we can get really into third party stuff if we wanted to, but we're not really. PlayStation's not going to be there. They have their state of play stuff that they're doing, which whatever they want to do. So right now, as I've been hearing, is that everything's in Microsoft's court. Like this is their E3 to take it. They don't have the pressure of PlayStation being there. They know that they're not going to surpass the Switch right now, but they know that they have a more powerful machine than the Switch. So, in your estimation, if you were directing the Microsoft conference, what are the top 2 things that you do? What are the top two things you don't do?
The top things that you do is you show everybody the games that are coming soon. You'd say, last year they said, we just bought all these companies and here's some stuff that's coming, and that's fine. But this year that needs to pay off. They need to say, here's game A, B, and C that's coming out next week. Here's game D that's coming out in a month. Here's game, EFG that's coming next year. And all of them have, trailers and not just like a quick flash image. It's got to be something of substance. They have to show their audience that the games are coming and they are coming to the Xbox.
Yeah. The quality needs to be shown, not the quantity.
Exactly. They showed the quantity last year. Now we need to see the quality. We need to see, okay, did that pay off buying all those studios? What are we going to get out of it? What's in it for me, the consumer?
Got it.
So like that's definitely the top, near the top. The other thing would be to still push, as Microsoft still push that this console does more than just games. That they really have going for them. That's something that they've got over on the Switch, and I would say that just market share they've got over on the PS4. Even though the PS4 can do some of these, like the Netflix and the HBO and just like the other media stuff, to really push like, hey, also like we do games, but also we are your home entertainment center. You can do everything on an Xbox, and just to remind everybody, here's all the things. Plus, here's all the things that are coming that you can also do. Like those would be the top 2 things to me that Microsoft needs to push. Here are the new quality games, and here is the stuff that your Xbox can still do. And here's new stuff coming for it. Like if it says like, oh, Disney Plus app coming on the Xbox One, day and date of Disney Plus launching, like. They've got to have something like that to be like, look.
I agree. People went nuts when they announced years ago that ESPN was coming to the Xbox 360.
Exactly. Yeah.
I get it.
And Disney Plus is going to be huge. That's something that a lot of people are just like, I barely know what it is, but I know I'm going to get it. Like that's just the new juggernaut because Disney is so massive right now. Yeah. So if they do some kind of other media deal, then things to not do. I mean, up there on the don't do it list is always really cringy scripted gameplay. Like, Microsoft, don't do that. Like,
we don't need dancing people. We don't need the fake reaction. Like, say, hey, hell yeah. You know?
Yeah. Oh, he's on your left. Go get him now, Sally. You know, like, yeah, that kind of, like, that is not, that does nothing for your audience. You know,
right.
that is a scripted thing for other CEOs to look at. That is not for your audience. Don't do those kinds of things, Microsoft. If this was my conference, if I was Microsoft, I would put that at the bottom of my list of like, hey, or at the top of my list of don't do that. The other thing that
we're gamers. We're gonna know when you're faking it.
Yeah. Don't even try. Like, we just laugh at that. That is nothing to us. Show us some real gameplay. And if you want to have somebody that they're actually playing the game, fine. That's cool. I don't care. But when it's scripted, we always know when it's scripted because
absolutely.
So that would be top. The other thing I would say that Microsoft needs to not do whatsoever is badmouth anyone. I
agree.
We're in this culture right now of people getting along and getting together and working together and breaking down walls and being very inclusive. And so there should be no shade thrown at anybody for any reason. I would say, like, if Microsoft tries to take a pot shot at anybody for any reason, I don't think anybody is going to go, yeah, get them. Everyone's going to go, how dare you? You know?
Yeah. And the thing is with that is, the likelihood of that happening, I think, is very low, but I think it does need to be said because if you really look at it, the bully out there right now is Sony. They're the ones that haven't been like participating. They're the ones that have been holding stuff up, you know? So yeah, no, I agree with you. It's let's start to play nice in the sandbox.
Yes, exactly. And, you know, Sony's not doing anyone any favors by saying like, we're too good for E3. Even though they're not necessarily saying that, but by not showing up, they're making a statement by not saying anything, which kind of it's kind of them saying like, what, come at me, you know, a little bit. And so, both Microsoft and I don't think Nintendo would at all, but both of the other two, big dogs in the room need to look at that and be the bigger person and be like, okay, that's fine. We're still going to, you know, do what we do. And that it doesn't matter what you're doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would definitely be a big Microsoft no is to not play nice. We need them to play nice. We need everyone to play nice.
I like it.
So yeah,
I like it. So no, good points. I think though that will do it for us. Just a couple of side things is that we will be, to the best of our abilities, like we did last year, getting on Twitch, and that will be the Save Point Podcast on Twitch. You know, we'll have up the conferences that are going on, and we'll kind of have our reactions and talk about it, and we'll be in the background or whatever like that. As far as who's going to be on what conferences, we're still kind of working that out, but we'll definitely be doing that. So check us out on there. But as always, check out the BS Podcast Network for a whole bunch of other podcasts that you want to listen to, plus ours. OuchthatHurts.com. That's HERTZ.com. Have fun with that. And for this time, I don't know about you, Steve, but I'm looking forward to E3. I always look forward to E3. Everybody's kind of like, oh, it's this and that, and they're just going to be. It's like, no, every year I look forward to E3 because you know why? Whether or not the conferences are cringy and whether or not this or that, there's still always a shit ton of games and a shit ton of sales that come out. And it's just like, yes, it's more games for us.
It's a fun time to be a gamer, to just see what's coming, see what people are into, talk about games with your friends, get excited for what's coming. It's just a fun time for everyone.
And it gives us topics for the podcast to talk about for the next 2 weeks.
that too. It's content. It's content, baby. Yeah.
But as always, thank you everybody for listening and downloading, and we'll check you next time. Bye.
Bye.